Oh, hi. My name is David, with an interesting last name, Tse, and I lead Global Esports at Razer. So, in a global level, which I will bring it down to Malaysia specific, in a global level, we look at esports as a whole to really able to translate that story to our bigger audience. Because esports is the pinnacle of gaming, it has been attracting global fans around the world, and right now, based on research, there are 400 million people and continue growing in terms of people watching esports, be it online or be it on site. At the same time, we look at broad partnerships at the global level, like SEA Games, exactly where you are today. So for us to not just on financial support, providing our best Razer gear, at the same time to really help them to build the infrastructure. And this is a part where I was zoom into Malaysia. And our leadership, our CEO, Min Liang, has been working very closely with the Ministry of Sports and Youth, Minister himself, and also ESM. So for us is to really build that infrastructure together with them. We were involved in the blueprint development of esports. We have given feedback what are things that we need to grow. So I think we see a great plan in Malaysia, but it's about really activating them. I think our strength is about bringing the international perspective into Malaysia. We are also able to bring infrastructure together with some of our partners locally in Malaysia. So to us, it's not just about development between Malaysia, but using our international resources to come into Malaysia to help. So we want to educate. We really want to pass the message to the youth. This is not just about playing games. This is a career you can look into. And this is how we're going to grow more talents. When you see more talents, you will bring naturally the industry coming in. I think that's what we see. The place that they can go, the infrastructure they need, the resources they need, and that's exactly how we can contribute to Malaysia. Next 5 years is a long time for esports, and you can see that it's really evolving. So one thing is, I see a lot of, going back to what I mentioned about storytelling, we continue to invest in the top teams around the world. Again, I want to emphasize the point that teams that we invest in terms of sponsorship is not just about them performing well. We are going to collaborate them in terms of just not about financially and products. The athletes will also be working with us to provide feedback. For example, Evo Genesis here in Singapore, they will also be participating in some of the discussion with our product team. So they will give feedback. So what you see in actually recent, we just launched our latest esports mouse called Vital. It's our top selling mouse right now in terms of really able to address the needs of the esports athlete. So the most important for us is really getting a very close collaborations with all the teams that we sponsor. So we will see performance at the same time, close collaboration with product end, and we continue to tell the story. So in the next 5 years, we will even ramp up this even further. My advice is you embrace this as a sport. Again, we believe that we need to do a lot more educations, because I think there's a perception that esports is just gaming. It's an industry, right? To me, anything about industry, you need to look at it in a holistic manner. So in a way, they need to understand how this industry works. So there's a part to play as a leader in the industry, or us going through all the partners to educate. So SEA Games is a way for us to reach out, to educate what esports is about. My advice is to look at esports as a true sport, and also different aspects of esports. So you have esports in the player area, you have casters, you have influencers, you have tournament organizers, the overall business perspective. So we have done great things about education now as a kickstart, working with federations to get into forums, actually area we can engage with students, for example. So we welcome parents to join some of this initiative, either by the federations or by a partner like us that would drive this initiative with them, to embrace it in a broader manner. And again, as I said, there's two parts to play. For them to embrace, to understand what it is. For people like us as a leader of a category, we should then also work with federations to provide more educations, provide more conversations about what esports is about. And again, if you see the athlete coming to SEA Games, is to really endorse that whole understanding what really esports is. It's not just about locking yourself in a room to play games. It's a true sport that the kid can actually excel in it. And when they excel in it, they can see it as a career that can really move forward. Nothing about, I think any sports can be seen as a career, is how you really engage it, how you embrace it, how you plan with the kid. But with that, you have to have a good understanding what it is. So to us is get a good understanding, work with people, work with the federations. There will be a lot of forums, a lot of conversation, materials to explain what it is, and to really understand what esports can really help for the future of any of the kid that has a passion in it.